right, hello everyone and welcome to episode 575 of Aussie Tech Heads. It is the 15th of March 2018 and another new Xbox Live game tomorrow. Can't wait. Yes, how you been? Missed last week. I had a few things to tidy up. Been a busy week, you know, lots of things to do in regards to fixing laptops and PCs and hosting questions and web pages. It was web page mainly that I got stuck on. That's why I wasn't here last week. So even though the other boys, you know, created some creative thoughts about what I was doing, laziness and sleeping, most of them, wasn't it? So, so welcome to another week. We've got a show full of stories for you this week, and you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads or youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. You can get us on the Twitter at Aussie Tech Heads, or you can find me at Glenn Goodman and use a hashtag #OzTechHeads. There you go. Someone will see it. Don't forget the Aussie Tech Radio. You can get onto that on the TuneIn Radio app. Just search for Aussie Tech Radio and you'll get wall-to-wall 24/7 Australian podcasts. How's that sound? New shows uploaded every Friday. And just go round and round, so come in and where you join, good luck. We are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. Immediate activation, install WordPress, Drupal, and Joomla. Excellent stuff. All right, other shows is the Aussie Mac Zone and, of course, the Aussie Tech Crypto. And it was good to hear Will's voice last week, wasn't it? Yeah, it's always good. It seems to be when I'm off, he takes up to the challenge, takes the challenge and comes on and fills in. So good on you, Will. Happy March. All right, we are joined this week by the usual suspects, and that is Jason and Jordan. We'll go to Jordan's first. How's that? He's never first. Hello, Jordan.
Never.
How you doing?
I was just thinking you introduce Jason first. You always do that.
I know, he's not. I sort of normally go like in order of who I see on the screen, but for some reason, you are it tonight.
On the list.
That's
lucky,
right.
Lucky me.
So that means that you might actually take out the coveted YouTube. What do they call that? What do they call that, Jace? The YouTube thumbnail. That's the word I was looking for. Jace gets it every single week, and I get so upset about it. So that might be you this week, Jordan.
Remember that one time when you got it and I was messaging you going, what's this crap? And you're like, what? What are you talking about? I said, it's got your picture. What's going on?
That's right.
I know what you mean. The YouTube thumbnail, right.
Yeah.
I've seen myself on that YouTube thumbnail, actually.
Yeah, it's the most coveted position. Yes.
Yeah, it should be your mug on there, not mine.
Oh, no, it's just funny. There's me and Jay. I keep every single week, and I'll go into the YouTube and go, I'm going to change this. And so every time, but it's 3 of Jason. And I know
the one that we did with Will last week, I noticed came up with all 3 of us. It's split screen.
Yes, because I think the whole show
like that.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, but well, I know I could go in and probably do a custom thumbnail, but I'm not that worried about it. But just a joke.
Just find whatever frames first, and then it.
I don't know how it works. Because a couple of weeks, every now and then, it's in my mind as I'm recording. I think, I'm just going to hold Jace off for a couple of minutes, and I'll just ramble on for a bit, and I'm going to try and get that spot, but I never do.
Wow.
We'll see what happens this week, eh? All right. So how you going, Jace? Good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, you got a new chair? I see.
New chair.
Yeah, nice. So good.
Hides it when I'm doing the show, and the old one had this vinyl covering, and so after many years of sweat and my arms and legs being on it, little bits of flaking off all over the floor every time I stand up or sit down, I was like, I need to get something else. I'll get something so when we do the other show, you can't see a chair behind me at all.
No, you're just shrugging. You just got to shrug.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week, new microphone too, so it might even sound a bit better.
Oh, can't wait for that.
You always sound the best, mate. We're always
thank you.
With you.
Hello, world. This is John Laws.
That's why he gets the coveted thumbnail position every week.
Yep.
All right, now we got what have I got here? I got an email from a place called listennotes.com. So I can't imagine it was directed to me personally, but it probably just spammed all the podcasts. But it doesn't look to be such a bad little tool. It's a sort of like a search engine for podcasts. So you can type in, like, say, if you think you might, if it's the podcasts have to be tagged, pretty well for it to work, and that's not their issue. That's we've got to tag our podcast, other people tag their podcasts. But yeah, like it's supposed to work. Like if you want to listen to an interview with, say, Elon Musk or someone, you just type in Elon Musk and see what, hopefully, if tagged correctly, what episodes and what podcasts that interview has come from. So it's called listennotes.com. So she just wanted to touch base through an email. She goes, my name is blah blah blah, which is, it's like Google but for podcasts, free to use. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I just want to introduce you to the tool and just blah blah blah. So they make their money off the advertising and whatnot that they come up on the page. But let me see if I can listennotes.com. Look, I'm going to get it up on the screen for those on the YouTube, and we'll see how good it is. Listennotes.com. All right, and we'll show you the screen so you guys can see it. If you're on the YouTube video, here we go. Listen Notes. Let's see how good this is. Let's type. Let's
Tech Crypto.
Okay. Oh, that's the name of the show. So you'd think that would come right up. Search Aussie Tech Crypto. Oh no. Oh, hang on. There we go.
Ah, they did it.
There you are. But you're not... Oh, there's episode 9. I was going to say it's not up to date, but there you are. But let's go... Give it a bit harder. Let's try someone. Let's try a name. I'll just put my name in, and let's see what happens if I come up anywhere. Who knows? I'll probably come up on this one. The Daily. Peter Goodman. Never heard of him. But there... Oh, Aussie Max Zone. There we go. Aussie Max Zone. Comes up there. So, there's heaps of pages. I'll probably be on one of them. But yeah, that's how it works. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. So get a load of that if you're interested. Okay. Now let's move on to something more interesting, a story. Now, this one came through. This is one of the first ones I saw this week, but Microsoft blocks all Windows 7 security updates unless you have antivirus. Now, what is going on here? I hear you all ask. Well, that's what I'd like to know.
What's going on here?
Microsoft is now withholding security updates from Windows 7 users who don't have an antivirus installed. There's a way around this limitation, but you have to manually set a registry key. Now, do you guys get into registry? Warlock probably does.
When I had to.
Yeah, I stay away from it as much as possible. And then even if you're trying to do something, and it says, I'll do this to the registry, I'll try and find like another two versions of what to do to make sure it's right, and it's not going to stuff anything, so to make sure they're all the same, because I know you can stuff up things. So this is all thanks to the Meltdown and Spectre viruses that have been out of recent. They rolled out the patch for the Meltdown and Spectre virus that Windows rolled out through the Windows update. Microsoft noticed that many antivirus applications were incompatible with the update, and that was causing all the blue screens. So to prevent Windows systems from becoming unstable, Microsoft decided to withhold its security patch from all Windows systems by default. So Microsoft then told antivirus companies they had to set a registry key that flags the antivirus as compatible with the upgrade. Let's talk about a rigmarole. If the key is present, the patch will install. If the key isn't present, the patch won't install, and that gives the antivirus companies time to they will give them time to update and test their software. Now, all Windows 10 users will get the security updates whether or not they have the registry key set, but Windows 7 Service Pack 1 and Windows 8.1 users need the registry key. But I mean, who's running Windows 7 anyway without an quality antivirus anyway? Not many people.
It'd be crazy.
You would be. So if you have an antivirus installed, no problems. Just don't worry about what we've just said. It's only if you haven't. But yeah, and who's not doing it? So if you're using an older incompatible antivirus, which this doesn't go in and say what that could be, and that refuses to set the key, Microsoft will hold security updates to protect your system stability. Doesn't do much for the patches it's supposed to fix, but anyway, there you go. There's a little picture. Virus protection. So, a bit of a, crazy type of thing.
They're holding all the updates, not just the patch for the what do you call it, the Meltdown and that. It's all their updates are on hold.
Yeah. So, but I guess like why I can't think of why you would want to run Windows SP1 without an antivirus.
No.
I can't think of really, unless you're in some.
Windows 10's got a virus built in, but Windows 7 didn't.
But didn't.
So you're crazy.
Yeah, because that's right. Because with Windows 7, you could download the Security Essentials, and that was like the free Microsoft one.
Didn't come pre-installed. A lot of people still, even on Windows 10, criticise the virus scan and say that they prefer to use AVG or Avast or something like that. But
well, remember, that probably stems from like years ago when Windows 7 was here. The Microsoft, for unknown reasons, just one day came out and said, oh, don't rely on Security Essentials for your antivirus. And everyone's just gone, what? And so everyone's just gone, uninstall and install something else. Like, you just couldn't believe it.
I think their Defender's all right, isn't it? I reckon. I don't know.
It appears to be. Yeah.
It appears to be pretty good for me. But, you know, it takes a little bit of, you know, the right attitude, I think, as well. You're going to get viruses if you're doing the wrong thing anyway.
Yeah. Look, I've got...
Just got to be careful.
Yeah, what have I got on mine? I think I've got here... I thought I had that bit Defender.
We need smart people to work with our smart devices.
Yeah, I can't even see what I've got. Maybe I don't have one. I can't believe that. I've got to have one there PC? Somewhere. Yeah, but I've got malware bites.
You're on Mac.
No.
Malware bites.
Yes, I've got to...
Yeah, for more for your spamware and stuff, isn't it?
For malware. But apparently, like if you read their blurb and everything, if you believe them, they reckon it's the only virusy / malware, anti-virusy malware thing that you'll need. And look, to me, that is really, really good.
They reckon they protect against viruses too, do they?
Yeah. Yep. And like if you pay for it, it's in real time. So like you go to a page, and you know if the
so why not just run the Windows Defender and then that one as well?
Yeah, well, I think that's what I must be running. I thought I had Bit Defender or whatever it's called. Hang on, let me have a look. I'm sure it's just not coming up in my little, in the little taskbar thing.
Try Windows Defender and see if it's on.
Yeah, I'll figure that out. I didn't realise that. Hang on, what have I got here? I'll just open up the Shield and I'll tell you what I've got. Virus and threat protection, no action needed. Scan history doesn't tell me what's in it, but anyway,
it's just a built-in one by the sound of it.
It must be. I must have got rid of it. Something probably died when the update came along, Windows 10 update.
But I found Windows Defender to be quite good. So
yeah,
but Microsoft, they shouldn't be holding out on all their updates over that patch.
No, well,
what are they? So they're telling their virus companies that they've got to update their software, or they're not going to even allow any update to come through.
Because it was a little while ago, wasn't it? When Windows Vista came out, then Windows 7, and when Microsoft was really getting the shits with updating and security patches of XP and all that, and it was sort of reported back then. Maybe this was under different administration, like Balmer or someone, but it came out that it was that they continued to push the patches, especially the security patches, even to pirated copies, because they wanted to create a safer environment for everyone. So
they want to get rid of the botnets.
That was what they were doing. That's right, when they were all the rage. But so I don't know what this is. This is sort of saying the opposite message, isn't it? Sending the opposite message. They're going, well, we don't care. Virus away, world. Who cares? But anyway,
it's your own fault.
Yeah, that's right. It is your own fault. Now, what else is going on? Jace, you got a couple of stories, or do you want me to?
Yeah.
Cool.
YouTube will add information from Wikipedia to videos about popular conspiracy theories to provide alternative viewpoints on controversial subjects, its CEO said today. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki said that these text boxes, which the company is calling information queues, would begin to appear on conspiracy-related videos within the next couple of weeks. Wojcicki, who spoke at Tuesday evening at a panel in the South by Southwest Interactive Festival in Austin, showed examples of information queues for videos about the moon landing and chemtrails. When there are videos that are focused around something that's a conspiracy, and we're using a list of well-known internet conspiracies from Wikipedia, then we will show a companion unit of information from Wikipedia showing that here is the information about the event. The move comes after a year in which YouTube has been pilloried for hosting extremist content and driving more attention to it through algorithmic recommendations that critics say are designed to push viewers to extremes. information cues that wojcicki demonstrated appeared directly below the video as a short block of text with a link to Wikipedia for more information. Wikipedia, a crowdsourced encyclopedia written by volunteers, is an imperfect source of information, one which most college students are still forbidden from citing in their papers. But it generally provides more neutral empirical approach to understanding conspiracies than the more sensationalist videos that appear on YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say that if you're at school and that you're told not to cite or trust Wikipedia, but there you go. I guess I don't know. I'd like to see sort of one in action. Like, so if you get the moon landing, YouTube. If I type one up, has it already started? Did it say, or is it coming?
I think it's coming.
All right, but that would be probably pretty good anyway. Like, you could
then we can see we really did walk on the moon and look back at a spherical Earth.
Yes, that's right. So are we
didn't have chemtrails?
No. Oh, look, we're going to watch an Addy. Hang on, let's see. Is there any Wikipedia? There's no Wikipedia stuff around here. Show more. No, not yet.
Is that the conspiracy about the moon landing?
Oh no, that's just first moon landing. So what?
This is about conspiracy pages.
All right, conspiracy moon landing. Conspiracy theory. Here we go. We got the show more. Blah blah blah.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. But what? So, sorry, Jordan.
No, that's all right. No, you're right. Go.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, where do you stand on the moon landing? Are you a yes or a no?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of conspiracies out there. I was just going to say, have you ever typed into YouTube? What was his name? Something Pi.
Pythagoras.
Something Pi. He's got plenty of conspiracies. I can't remember. Lord Pi?
Lord Pi.
I'd have to.
So, hang on. Well, let's go into YouTube and have a look.
Is that for Pi Day? That was yesterday.
Yes, that's right. Lord Pi.
He's got his cowboy hat on there.
And where's videos, subscribers?
I think he theorises about all sorts of things. There's probably lots of Lord Pies.
That's not the right one. He's got nothing going on.
Yeah.
But but YouTube, look, it doesn't matter where it is, YouTube or any of the others.
Lloyd Pye. Lloydpye. Sorry, LLOYDPYE, sorry. Lloyd Pye.
Well, let's have a look at
I had an electronics teacher one time who was listening in with the moon landing and stuff happening. He said, I guarantee it happened.
Yeah, this Lloyd Pye's got lots of theories about aliens bringing us here and all sorts of things.
He's an old dude.
Watch him. You'll find.
Is he a Scientologist or something?
He will keep you amused for hours about all sorts of theories about how aliens.
Watch Clayton Morris. He's always going on about UFOs these days. Have you seen that, Glenn?
No, Clayton Morris. No.
Yeah, he goes on Leo's shows.
Oh,
This Week in Tech and stuff.
Yep.
And he's going every time he's on now, he's talking about the UFOs and just you wait, we'll find out the truth soon. And there's websites that are proving it. And I just saw something in Slashdot how they've just released footage of stealth bomber interacting with the UFO and stuff like this.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
look, I hope we landed on the moon. That's all I can say.
Yeah, look, I believe you got to have some sort of faith, haven't you, in the government, don't you?
I think we need a bit like.
George Michael said it best.
Yeah, I'm having a blank now. What's his name that just died this week? What was his name?
Stephen Hawking.
How can I forget his name? Stephen Hawking. Just like he would say, we need to get out there. We need to go to space. We have to.
Start populating other planets because this one's screwed.
So I'd like to believe we went to the moon, but I would be frustrated as to why we haven't gone back. But
I think if you believe the story, it's because we've been there, done that.
We were racing Russia and we got there first, so it doesn't matter anymore.
There's a lot of theories that there's aliens on the moon too, isn't there? So you can
Cybermen.
If you look closely, you can see them with your telescope.
Now, you did say, Stephen Hawking he did die. It came a bit of a shock to me. I was just reading the news and went, that's no good. Because he's like, he's just been around, well, obviously all my life and all our lives. He's just been around, hasn't he? He's just always been there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Have you seen the movie yet?
No, no, I didn't even know there was one. I don't
was
do
the
much
movie
Yeah,
called?
there's a
movies.
movie about his
Jace?
life.
Yeah,
What was
okay.
it called again? The movie? Here and There or something called there, and I can't say.
It might be actually. I might have actually read did something in this story, but this one, yeah. So he died.
Jason's looking it up, aren't you, Jace?
He
The
died.
theory of everything.
That's it. The theory of everything.
He died
I don't
this.
know how that sounds like Here and There.
Pretty close. He died.
Close.
I've got some quotes from him in a minute, and something that he did a few years ago, which is quite entertaining. He died in his home in Cambridge, in England, at the age of 76. Coincidentally, here we go. He died on Albert Einstein's birthday,
Yes.
and who also died at 76 in 1955. So that's spooky and kooky. And March 14 is also Pi Day in the US in honor of the mathematical constant 3.14. Now, a couple of quotes from Stephen over his life, and this is
Hang on, it goes a bit longer than 3.14, doesn't it?
I shortened it. I only do.
When I was in high school, a friend of mine and I memorized about 50 decimal places for the fun of it.
Jeez, wow. But it's
When
probably
people didn't believe it, and when we both went to TAFE separately doing separate courses, not planned or anything, and then some people would say, "Oh, you're a computer geek, you probably know pi," and I was like, "Yeah, I could write it on the blackboard, but you wouldn't know whether it was me writing down random numbers." So I said, wait until lunchtime and I'll get my friend to come in. So he came in and I had the left side of the blackboard. He had the right side. And we just both started writing and we weren't looking at each other's stuff. And the people standing back going, "Oh my God, these nerds."
Now, look, I don't know. I don't actually know what's so good about it. So I don't know if anyone here does. It just says I've just looked it up in the Wikipedia. Thanks. It didn't come from YouTube. But the number pi is a mathematical constant. Okay, let's link on mathematical constant and let's have a bit of education here. A mathematical constant is a special number that is significantly interesting in some way. Constants arise in many areas of mathematics, with constants such as E and pi occur, or whatever that E is. Is that X? I don't know what that is. But anyway, constants such as something in such diverse contexts as geometry, number theory, and calculus. What it means for a constant to arise naturally and what makes a constant interesting is ultimately a matter of taste. God. And some mathematical constants are notable for more historical reasons and for their intrinsic mathematical interest. So that's you're not really tickling my fancy, that explanation. But yeah,
The
so
E is the Euler's number, also known as the exponential growth constant.
yeah, so it goes all the way back to ancient civilizations. Look, I only know it because you use it to get the circumference of a circle. Or is it pi r squared or something? Yep. So that's all I know, and the diameter and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, getting back to some interesting quotes that I pulled from Stephen Hawking over his life in relation to disabled people. He said, "My advice to other disabled people would be concentrate on things your disability doesn't prevent you doing well, and don't regret the things it interferes with. Don't be disabled in spirit as well as physically." So that's probably why he lived till 76. Another one, "My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe, why it is, and why it exists at all. I have noticed that even people who claim everything is predetermined and that we can do nothing to change it always look before they cross the road." I like that one. In 2000, now this is he threw a party in 2009. So in 2009 he threw a party and only invited time travellers. So no one turned up. So what he did was he had this party, but he sent the invitations out after the party had happened. So, obviously, if someone came across it and could time travel, they'd time travel back and have a party. So
maybe people in the future just don't like him or haven't heard of him anymore. He's disappeared out of the history books.
Well, he said...
Donald Trump's great-grandson had him wiped from the books because it was, one of those mathematical type things, and we don't believe in real things like science anymore, only rubbish that people speak, so we wiped him out of the books, and now he doesn't. Nobody knew that it happened.
Oh, they're wiping everyone out of the books over there, aren't they? But yeah, so he goes, yeah, he sat there a long time and no one turned up. But I think some of the other things that went around at that same sort of stage was, well, what happened to these invitations? Like, they're going to last 2,000 years, and any potential time traveler, is he going to be able to find an invitation, from in 2,000 years? But yeah, I thought that was quite...
It's printed in the newspaper.
Over and over again to keep reliving the same party.
Yeah.
Well, maybe...
What a way to live!
Well, maybe they just went back in time, hid in the bushes, and just went, loser!
Don't anyone tell him.
That's right. It's a joke for eternity. It's an eternal joke.
Joke of the future.
That's right. Maybe that's what it is. All right.
Oh, hey, I just materialised here. How am I doing in the future? Not so good, hey? All right.
Yeah, so there, look, I've got a picture when he was a bit younger. There he is. He hasn't really changed too much, I suppose. But, all right. Yeah, now, what else have we got? Jordan, what did you find? Did you find anything interesting this week?
I'm not sure if you'll find them super interesting. I've found it pretty kind of quiet this week.
It has been pretty quiet.
Here's something that, I don't know if you call it news or not, but we'll give it a go. A new patent hints that Apple could get rid of the physical keyboards entirely. If you're a holdout who refuses to upgrade to a post 2015 MacBook of Apple's revamped keyboard and its shallow butterfly switches, it seems as though your prospects for a better experience in the future just got a little bleaker.
Right.
A patent filing recently granted to Apple details something involving dual display equipment with enhanced visibility and suppressed reflections. While that might not sound like much, a closer look shows that the patent is really a schematic for a dual screen device featuring a touchscreen keyboard instead of traditional physical keys. I'm reading terribly today. The patent goes on to discuss the problem of light emitted from one screen bouncing off the second, which Apple looks to solve by adding polarizing layers to both displays. However, it seems that Apple hasn't decided if such a setup would use LCDs or OLED screens, as both are mentioned in the filing. But just as a brief thing, I suppose they're talking about, like a phone having no physical keys. So a flip open laptop with a screen on the bottom and on the top with a digital keyboard.
Well, I'd have to say, I mustn't like change because I don't think that's a good idea. Because don't you got fingers and you've got feeling in your fingers for a reason. So you know.
Look, I think typing on a phone with two thumbs is a bit different, or even one thumb is a bit different. Actually, using all 10 digits on an actual physical laid out keyboard.
Yeah.
If you're typing, you're not going to get on your phone and type and write a book.
I hate typing on mobile devices. This week I was looking around eBay to find a Bluetooth foldable keyboard that I can carry around with my iPad and phone and just type on that instead of trying to type. I've even got swipe where you can swipe over the letters, and half the time it still gets it wrong and drives me up the wall. Something I can do this.
Yes.
You're not going to write a book on your phone, are you? So,
no.
No,
but I know.
But you would write a book on your laptop, so I think that's where you need your keyboard.
I think you need some physical touch. You need to touch. You got to have feedback. Yeah. It's called feedback.
Well, it says on the bottom, I think just as the end, because I haven't read the whole thing to you, but it says something at the bottom about where is it? Having previously axed long-standing tech features including FireWire, USB ports, and physical home key on the iPhone, and of course headphone jacks, getting rid of the physical keyboard kind of sounds like something Apple might do in the not-too-distant future.
But when
so
this
was...
Not
officially that they're doing it, but it's just people are theorising that they could.
Oh, look, this is all probably just hocus pocus because this came out, this is last week, and then this week Apple announces WWDC set for June. It's probably all, come and see me, look at us. Because, I don't know, it could possibly be, it could be right, but I don't know. But Apple has announced that its 2018 Worldwide Developers Conference will take place from June the 4th to June 8th this year. So the conference will be held at the McHenry Convention Center in San Jose, California. If you're interested in attending, you can apply for a ticket from now, from their WWDC website, from now through to March 22nd. Tickets are issued through a random selection process, and developers will be notified of application status. Tickets are limited, and you have to pay for them. Anyone want to guess how much? If you haven't seen that,
I'd hate to think.
$15.99 US.
15.
No, 1,599.
Yeah, I was guessing 5,000.
Well, that's pretty expensive to go to the Microsoft one too, isn't it? Look, if you're brainy enough, you could do a scholarship. Opens March 26th. Details on how to apply available from the website. But yeah, I don't know. There we go. Apple, they're still there making money.
They're about to make the. Someone said on the news that they're about to make the trillion mark or something.
Yeah, right. Well,
they're not far off it. But they've got that much money.
Yeah. Well, speaking of money, look, I've just got another story I'll do now.
Why they can't come out with better products with the amount of money they got.
Yeah, well, I'll go into this story now while we're on the money. Here's the top 20 richest tech billionaires in 2018. Now, probably might come as a surprise to you that Bill Gates is not number one. Number one now.
He's number 3.
He's number 2. But on this list,
still there.
He's still up there. But on this list, anyway, it's Jeff Bezos. Now he's worth, oh my God, 112 billion US. Isn't that just massive? And then the next one,
what's his name from Facebook? I bet. What's his name?
No, Zucky. Oh, so we'll go through it. So we've got Jeff Bezos at number 1. So if you don't know who he is, he's the Amazon CEO. So this is his first time at number 1. Number 2, Bill Gates, who's worth 90 billion. Now, Gates sold or given away much of his stake in Microsoft, and today he owns only 1% of the shares, and he's worth 90 billion.
And he's going to give most of it when he dies, he's giving most of it away to charity. I think he's leaving $1 billion each for his grandkids or something.
Yeah, which is probably a good idea. Like, you can't just...
That's enough, isn't it? Just $1 billion each,
Yeah, otherwise people turn crazy. Number 3...
Could you spend $1 billion? I don't think I could spend $1 billion.
I could have a good go. I'd like to try. Yeah, but
imagine the grandkid receiving $1 billion inheritance.
Oh, but yeah, that's right. What would you buy? You would have everything. You'd live wherever you wanted. What on earth could you possibly want for?
What on earth would you want $90 billion for? What are you going to do with it? Just the interest alone.
Yeah, well, that's right.
On the money bank.
And I guess that's why some people, they get...
We've got so much money needed in the world in all these different places, and we've got all these billionaires holding on to billions and billions and squillions of dollars.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I'm not sure about what the others do, but, Gates has given it away, which is good. And I think, you probably get... Yeah, you get to he just shows the caliber of the man, of his personality. He obviously gets a buzz. Yeah, and he obviously gets a buzz in giving it away. Like, I think if I had 90 billion and, just to go down and say, well, I'll just eradicate polio. There you go. I'll just go and get rid of malaria. There you go, And if you can
that's what Bill Gates does, doesn't he? He puts it all back into science and medical research and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. Then, Mark Zuckerberg, 71 billion. We all know who he is. Number 6, Larry Page. Number 7, Sergey Brin from Google. And then number 10, Steve Ballmer. He's still on the list.
Yeah, I saw him in the list and I thought, what's he doing there?
Developers.
You can start me up.
I thought he was blamed for the pull down of Microsoft. Not and he's running away with the money and Microsoft is suffering the consequence.
Yeah,
so I always kind of believed it.
Well, I think it sort of did go a bit downhill, didn't it, when he was around? I think the innovation sort of stopped a bit.
Trying to buy Nokia.
Yeah, and he's sort of playing catch up and, a few crazy things. Groove, was that under his watch? The old Groove and the Microsoft watch. Is that still out, Jace?
The Zune and the Kin.
Yeah.
He's still Microsoft, you're talking about the Microsoft band, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Spot watch.
Is that still... I think they died, didn't they?
Yeah, they're all gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
How's,
can't play video on play videos back through Zoom, can you? There was a YouTube thing I saw today about the Microsoft.
what?
Someone was on the news. What was it? Microsoft Surface Band becoming a phone would totally kill the iPhones. It was just another one of those
Right.
people inventing a device. So now that this guy has kind of done a video about a Windows phone being a band, like a full wraparound,
Oh,
almost
yeah.
like an angle type thing. But then you take it off and it straightens out, and you put it in the dock, and then it becomes the computer.
Oh,
So you've got
nice.
three devices all in one. So there was talk on the news in the articles about it. There was a video of it on YouTube about how cool it would be.
Well, it would be cool. I think you'd have a few heating issues and power issues. But
But you remember, it just makes me think of the old slap bands that kids used to play with, like
yeah,
and they'd slap it on their wrist and it'd wrap up around their wrist.
they've still got them. I got slapped this before.
Hey,
They've still got them. I just got slapped before with one.
yeah. Well, imagine slapping your phone around your wrist.
Yeah,
So just
that'd be.
slap it,
Oh,
goes around your, and
yeah.
that's your watch. But then if you pull it off and straighten it out, you can also put it onto the dock and use it as a computer.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yes.
But it's
See
a
what-
long way off, I think.
See what
So
happens.
you're saying that that would be called probably a slap top,
Ah,
Slap
right?
well, I doubt they're going to call
You had
it.
the perfect look on your face then, Jay.
That's
So
going to
when
get me the thumbnail for sure.
Yeah, that's it. You probably win. But yeah, as long as it's not the slapper, that probably wouldn't be
Slapper.
allowed. Yeah. What else you got there, Jace? You got a few. You got a few.
Well, this is one that you might be a bit familiar with the idea of. Amazon is recalling 260,000 Amazon Basics portable power banks that can overheat and ignite,
Ooh.
according to a release by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Amazon has received more than 50 reports of the power banks overheating in the US, causing chemical burns and property damage. Consumers should immediately unplug and stop using the recalled power banks and contact Amazon for instructions on how to return the unit and receive a full refund. Amazon is contacting everyone who purchased one of the affected devices. The recall covers 6 versions of the Amazon Basics portable battery: 16,100 milliamps, 10,000 milliamps, 5,600 milliamps, 2,000 milliamps, and with micro USB cable, 3,000 milliamps and 3,000 milliamps with USB micro cable.
Well, there you go, eh? Yeah, it's hard to believe a little thing like that could blow up in your face and catch fire. But that's,
Yeah,
but that's
you had personal experience with it.
no, not with that.
Not a power bank, but yours was something.
Yeah, I've still got it. There it is.
Got it.
It's right here to remind me how lucky we were and not to buy cheap crap out of Kogan ever again. You can still smell it.
It's the way you keep it. Just to smell it every now and then.
Dude, it's the best.
Yeah.
This is the best.
Oh, I smell the Foxconn factory workers in there. Yeah.
Didn't you know that all electronics are just little packets of smoke, and once you let the smoke out, it stops working?
Yeah. Well, now it stopped working. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, true.
You let the smoke out.
I know. That's true. It's like a little firecracker. Once it's out, it doesn't work anymore. Now, well, what else have you got found, Jordan? Have you got anything else for us?
Let me have another little squiz.
Well, while you're
There was an app.
Yeah.
Samsung's released an app on the App Store.
Oh,
So
yeah?
this is not really a news thing, but just something I thought I'd mention. That if you want to try out the Galaxy S9, you can install the app on your Android phone and try it out.
Oh.
The Experience app from Galaxy, or the Experience app for Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus can be installed on any Android phone running 6.0 or higher, and will give you the feel of what the S9 experience might be like.
Oh, excellent.
Really the best. Yes,
That's what we need. Look, I've got
worth a mention.
a picture there. There you go. How's all these websites now? What do they call that? The parallax effect or something, where the pages just slide and the background is stable. But yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? All right, let's get back into it. Now, what's my next story there? Now, I've done the Stephen Hawking one. I've done the rich people. Let's have a look at research. This will upset Will. Research firm reveals critical vulnerabilities in 4 AMD processors. Seems to be sort of, yeah, I know, coming as an avalanche,
He's
isn't
an
it?
AMD fan, is he?
Well, he used to be. I think he still is, but I think he might have Intel now. Do you know what he's got, Jace? Is he still?
I'm not sure now. When I got my new computer, I was tempted to go for the Ryzen AMD new processor because it was supposed to be super duper fast and stuff. But I read a lot of negative reviews online, so I was like, I'll just go with the Core i7 and be safe.
Yeah, you can't sort of really, you can't go past Intel. It's like, look, once when I went to AMD, yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with it. 4 AM.
I did okay with AMD. It was Cyrix that was terrible for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah,
I had one for years. No complaints. I couldn't really tell much difference.
I think
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, in the old days, I think weren't there chips. I think I had a IBM Blue Lightning. Were they CPUs? Blue Lightning CPUs?
I think you're just inventing things to sound cool now.
Don't they say that AMD is good for gaming? Isn't that what they say?
Well, they got to say something. Blue Lightning
because it doesn't process 100% all the information or something. You get from kind of point A to point B or something. That's how it was explained to me.
There you go.
Back in the old days.
Yeah, well, possibly. Yeah, I think they did have their ups and downs. I think they were. AMD was looking good. In the early 2000s, I think it was, or around about then. But then it just Intel sort of just
in the megahertz wars and gigabyte wars.
That's where AMD fell back.
Those days.
Yeah. So there you go. I found IBM Blue Lightning, world's fastest 386. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
I remember when the Pentium 2 came out and they came down to our company and got us all go to a place where we had these horse duvers and stuff to munch on, and they talked all about the Pentium 2, how wonderful it was and stuff like that.
Remember the Pentium?
What year was?
Pentium 2s. That would have been.
Now, what year was your blue?
The great big long. It'd be.
Me Blue Lightning.
Blue Lightning
was around 1990. Yeah, that's right. The old, no one offered such CPUs. IBM licensed the 386SX. I
that
remember.
Was my first computer, 386SX25.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing how we all sit back, this day and age and look back and laugh at it. But really, in all seriousness, back then, that was mind-boggling.
What was the Pentiums that were out talking about Pentiums? And I think even the Celerons went that way, where they were in their own little plastic case that stood like perpendicular to the board.
Yeah, I did see those.
Was that L15 or something? Was that
like a slot thing or something?
Yeah.
Like it was almost like slotting a RAM in.
That's right.
In.
Yeah. I didn't understand that, but they work, so who am I to not understand anything?
I think I've still got one, actually.
Yeah, who do you think you are, Glenn?
That's true. I don't know who I am.
Just some guy.
Yeah, just trying to, understand
things. I keep
things.
my old work computers from over the years. I haven't kind of gotten rid of any of them.
Yeah, right.
Because for my sound stuff I'm at work with the bands and that. And one of the ones I had was one of those with the slot CPU in it.
I think the only computer I wish I hadn't got rid of was my first, which was an Apple IIc. I'd like to probably have that back and just, I don't know, replay Sammy Lightfoot,
I wish I had my VZ200, a VZ300,
Oh,
Commodore
yes.
64. I'm going to get the Commodore 64 Mini. It's out in 2 weeks from today.
And is it still the 64? Is it a Commodore 64 or is it upgraded in any way?
No, just Commodore 64 with USB ports. It's a 64 Mini, so it's only about this big, and it's got a pretend keyboard on it, but it's got USB ports. You can plug in a real USB keyboard, USB joysticks, and use any of those. It comes with 60 games, but it's got the original operating system on there, which, of course, was made by Microsoft. They did everyone's back then. And or was it Commodore Basic? It might be Commodore Basic.
Commodore Basic, I think.
But it would be a derivative of the Microsoft one, I'd say. And it comes with 60 games, but you can load up anything else like disk images or cassette images to play on.
Do you need a CRT? Or you're allowed to have it?
No, HDMI.
Oh, no. Jeez, upmarket. Turn it up. Upmarket, all right. Commodore 64s, yeah. So no RF adapters, you're good to go.
So an Apple IIc on eBay for $1,000.
Ooh, jeez. Well, I'm not going to pay that. I might pay 100, but I'm not going to pay. Let's have a look. Apple laptops. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be paying because what you got to get the discs and the 5
They must be
$5.25.
the originals. 1985 to Apple IIc, $516.
Yeah, I
But
don't think I could. I don't think I could even find one on here. Oh, there's a 2 cents. Oh, there's a 2-cent piece.
IIc, IIC.
Yeah, I typed that in before. I typed it how the logo went,
I
but
just
that didn't
typed it
work.
into Google.
Oh,
I
like
typed
2
it into
cents.
Google and then it just linked me to eBay.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's by the by, isn't
There
it?
you go.
Yeah.
They're vintage, aren't they?
They are.
Fortune.
Yes, $1,000. But anyway, getting back to these AMD processors. So 4 AMD processors have security vulnerabilities and manufacturer backdoors that put organisations at greater risk of cyber attacks, according to an audit by CTS Labs. Now, the CTS Labs is based out of Israel. They're smart little cookies over there. A lot of stuff, good stuff coming out of Israel. The Israel-based cybersecurity research firm said 13 security flaws and manufacturing backdoors have been discovered in AMD. Latest EPYC, Ryzen Pro, and Ryzen mobile processors. The vulnerabilities affect any consumer or organisation purchasing AMD servers, workstations, and laptops. Now, if you're interested, I can quickly go through what the vulnerabilities are. I'll do it quick because we're getting, we've blabbed on a lot tonight. Firmware vulnerabilities such as master key, rise and fall, and fallout can be fixed in several months, while hardware vulnerabilities like Chimera cannot be fixed and require a workaround. The workaround could be difficult and cause undesired side effects. Now, the second vulnerability, Fallout, allows attackers to read and write from protected memory areas. That seems all the rage these days, doesn't it? And Master Key allows attackers to infiltrate the AMD secure processor and tamper with the company's firmware-based security features such as secure encrypted virtualization. Well, that's a pretty big story on that. If you're interested, go to the show notes and you can read all about it. It's no good. Like, see, bad press like this, doesn't make you go out and want to buy one, does it? Like,
no,
you just
good for people investing in Intel though.
Yeah. Yes. I think, wasn't it like where AMD, when they went through the slump in their CPUs, didn't their graphics card rise? And I think that's maybe what kept them afloat. And then
after they bought ATI, they're going into making crypto mining graphics cards now because people want to buy a graphics card for their computer to play games and they can't because the prices have gone up so much that AMD's like, look, we'll just make a card that's only really good for mining instead of displaying stuff on your screen. That way you guys can buy all those cards and the people who want to play games can buy normal cards.
Yeah. All right. Jace, you got a couple more?
Yeah, a bot, Do Not Pay, that helped users overturn parking tickets and sue Equifax for small sums of money, is now offering you protection against volatile airline prices. The Verge reports Joshua Browder, a junior at Stanford University, designed the new service on the bot in a few months after experiencing rapidly fluctuating airline prices when flying to California during the wildfires last year. It annoyed me that every single flight I could be paying sometimes double or even triple the person next to me in the same type of seat. Browder first used the service himself and then tested among his friends in a closed beta. He claims that the average amount saved among the beta testers was $450 a year. Well, it's not clear on how many flights were booked and how much they cost. The service is available to the public starting today. To use it, log in with a Google account, input your phone number, birthday, and credit card information through Stripe. Browder swears the credit card information won't be stored. Then the chatbot tells you you're all set. Now, every time you buy airline tickets, whether from an airline site or a third party, the chatbot will help make sure you pay the lowest price for your class and seat.
Yeah, right. How good's that? That's good. There's a lot of every week it seems that there's something new coming out, isn't it? Just like a new idea, and you go, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's kind of like those hotels combined or Trivago and stuff, and they're like, you could go to one website and be paying, $150 a night for your room at a hotel, or you go to a different one, you're paying $300 a night for exactly the same style room with the same features. It's just because you got it from somewhere else that wants to make a bigger profit. So this kind of thing just narrows down where's the best place to buy it from for you for the best price.
Yeah, that's good because Google they've got Google Flights. I'm not sure where they get their prices from, but I think I've looked at them. They weren't too bad. But I think when you pay for these, look, I know someone that paid for flights with PayPal and then had to use like healthcare facilities over in America, and because he paid with PayPal, the insurance didn't come like normally. You know, your credit card, you get some insurance, travel insurance, but because of PayPal, no go. Sorry, Chris, but he's sorry to bring it up again. All right, Cortana vulnerability allows hackers to bypass Windows passwords. Well, there you go. According to reports by Motherboard, a hacker could plug in a USB stick with a network adapter into the computer, tell Cortana to launch the computer's browser, and go to an unencrypted URL. This adapter intercepts. This adapter the intercept. That doesn't even make sense. Stuff it. You get the idea. Hackers could also connect a targeted computer to a Wi-Fi network they control by simply clicking on a selected network with a mouse. Now, look, what I liked about all this memory hacking and...
Are you saying they physically have to be at the computer? Is that what you're saying? That they have to put the USB in the computer?
Yeah, this particular one could plug in a USB stick with a network adapter into the computer.
So it has to be your family members that are hacking you. It can't be somebody on the other side of the world.
Well, I suppose you could stick a USB stick in anything. It says to send the browser message for downloading malware infecting the system. Hackers could also connect a targeted computer to a Wi-Fi network they control by simply clicking on a selected network with a mouse. So I guess the USB stick, has to go in at some stage in this one. So if you're walking along in a cafe or something, you could probably put it in, and I don't know how long it takes. But anyway, it's a vulnerability, and they've got to close it up.
It's still a vulnerability either way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And all this talking about this, stealing info from the RAM. It reminds me. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I told you to go and have a look at the podcast Case File, where they spoke about Silk Road, and that was referred to me. Chris, thank you, Chris. And look, I've only just finished the three. It's only 3 parts, but geez, it was a good podcast. I don't know if you guys...
You know what was funny? When I worked at a web hosting company in Melbourne for a year or so, there was this guy who rang me up. Well, he rang up the company, and I answered the support line. And he's like, first thing he says to me is this phone call being recorded? I was like, oh, yes, it's always recorded for, training purposes and that sort of thing. I was like, oh, okay. Now, have a look in my account, and gave me the account details. He said, see there, it says that these is half a dozen or so domains that have been purchased with the name Silk Road in them. Now, I didn't buy them, and I can't believe that some company like you would just buy these things and put them in my account, trying to frame me or something, because obviously I don't want anything to do with the Silk Road, and you need to just delete them from my account. So you want these names deleted from your account? You don't get a refund? No. Just you must have put them there, because I said all I could think of was he's got spooked that somebody had said. He's gone out and registered the whole thing, like cyber squatting.
Yes, yeah.
On all these domains, and then was going to sell them for like $10,000-$20,000 or something. And then someone said to him, "Oh, hey, the police are cracking down on domains to do with the Silk Road and stuff like that. And if they found that you've got them, maybe they'll think that you're dealing in the black market or something." So he's like, "Oh, I better ring up and get it on record that's recorded that I certainly didn't buy them. You guys must be just
put them there,
buying random domains and whacking them in my account for some reason I can't figure out."
Now you sure?
I was like, "Yeah, hang on, I'll just put you on hold. I've got to fix this up for you." I put him on hold, and I just pissed myself laughing, and everyone at work is like, "What's going on, Jason?" I gave him the story, and they're like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
Yeah, that's funny. He's got speed. He goes, "Yeah, am I still being recorded?" That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Now, look, I've got an NBN story. Not really. It's a story that's not here. The only reason I bring it up again is because I'm still waiting for my fibre, HFC service. NBN has been working to address problems encountered by households connected via the hybrid coaxial before it gives retail service providers the green light to resume the HFC services. Apparently we're going to get... there's going to be an announcement in April about what's going on. Work is underway with the RSPs, which is the retail service providers, to ensure they are ready as an industry to restart sales. Blah, blah, blah. It was halted in November. when they said that the service wasn't good enough. And I guess, yeah, if it's no good, you don't really want to sign up to it, do you? Like some people have signed up to they used to have ADSL that worked, but now they've got NBN that doesn't, so you can't go back. So NBN has completed a number of trials since the pause was implemented, and these trials have been successful. So yippee-yahoo! Bring it on. Bring it on.
I think we're going to have a party when you finally get your NBN, Glenn.
Oh, I hope so. A time traveller's party.
Do you remember when Milo finally got his? Wasn't he happy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Milo, he used to get... He was getting
on
like...
dial-up speeds on his ADSL for years.
Yeah, like, 0.5 down or something. It was so poor. Yeah. What else, Jace? You got snuck in there.
A report by VPN Mentor, a website which ranks VPN services, reveals several vulnerabilities in Hotspot Shield, Zenmate, and purevpn, all of which promise to provide privacy for their users. VPN Mentor says it hired a team of 3 external ethical hackers to find vulnerabilities in 3 random popular VPNs. While one hacker wants to keep his identity private, the other 2 are known as File Descriptor and Paulo Cibello. Research reveals bugs that can leak real-world IP addresses, which in some cases can identify individual users and determine a user's location. In the case of Hotspot Shield, 3 separate bugs in how the company's Chrome extension handles proxy auto-config scripts used to direct traffic to the right places leaked both IP addresses and DNS addresses, which undermines the effectiveness of privacy and anonymity services. Anchor Free, which makes Hotspot Shield, fixed the bugs and noted that its mobile and desktop apps were not affected by the bugs. Researchers also reported similar IP leaking bugs to Zenmate and purevpn. So don't think you can hide your naughty internet surfing and naughty downloading of not Linux ISOs.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. Who still downloads stuff like that? Yeah, and just look,
I download Linux ISOs all
everybody
the time.
in Australia.
Yes, well, I guess you can.
They say Australia has the highest download
Piracy.
of Ubuntu ever.
Well,
Yes. Well, Ubuntu is great. Although I put on Elementary OS, which is a Ubuntu fork. It's really nice.
Well, I was just going back to that Silk Road thing. Geez, that was a good podcast. I did really like it. But how the guy, because the feds had to, they decide they led, a lot of story. But anyway, it comes to the stage where the feds needed this guy's laptop, the owner, the runner of Silk Road. They needed his laptop. They needed it open and on because he's got he had a kill switch on it, which would destroy the data or encrypt the data. Everything else was encrypted. So as long as if the feds come up and said, "Hey, turn that off," we're the feds, he'd just hit a key. No one would be able to get into it. So, But anyway, so they sort of tracked him to a cafe. And so they're there. There's a few feds in the same cafe, and then he was working on the laptop, as the Silk Road dude. And then male and female fed just stood up in the cafe somewhere and just go, why the F did you do that to me? And thought there was a big fight. So this guy just turns around like that and turns back, and the laptop was gone. And so the fed, another one of the guys took the laptop. Then they raced it out into the car, and they said all the way back to town or back to the office, they just sat in the car just doing this to the mouse pad, just to keep it on, and all this sort of. It's such a good story, and it's only pretty recent. He went to jail in 2015, and it is really.
You run a diversion, and we'll take the laptop.
That's right. Yeah, but that's pretty good, and the way that the guy narrates, it's just go and listen to it. I can't tell you how great that podcast was. It's called Case File, and it's the Silk Road edition or whatever you want to call it story. All right,
Have a look at it.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, just quickly, Jason, who'd you say it was? purevpn. What was the other one?
Hotspot Shield is a really popular one.
Are they online VPN services, are they?
Yep, and Zenmate.
I haven't heard of either of those. I think I may have heard of purevpn, but...
Pure, I've vaguely heard of. Hotspot Shield, I've heard a lot of people talk about that one.
I've got private internet access. That's
I was going to
PIA,
that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's it,
I've heard
PIA.
they're good too.
Yeah, they work all right. The only reason...
reasonably priced.
Yeah, not $5 a month or something like that. I think the only reason I use it most of the time is say if I'm doing a web page or something and I think I'm having issues with, caching or something, then I'll just change to somewhere else and have a look at the website again and figure out what's going on or what's gone wrong.
There was one that I liked. I used to use was Tunnel Bear.
Yeah, all right. I didn't have it.
And you could you get free 500 meg of free data every month, and there were other things that you could do just to keep increasing it a bit more.
Yeah, okay.
And,
does PIA have a limit on it, Glenn? I can't remember.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
No, it's got heaps of places. Like I'll get it up. Like heaps of US, obviously, most of the US. London, Southampton, Manchester, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Sydney, Melbourne, New Zealand, Netherlands, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, Switzerland, France, Germany, Belgium, Austria, Czech Republic, Ireland, Italy, Spain, Romania, Turkey, Hong Kong.
A lot of servers.
Yeah, Singapore, Japan, Israel, Mexico, Brazil, and India. So they're all over the show.
And Australia.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man.
Lucky Grills. They should create your own VPN service and just call it Lucky Grills.
Yeah.
All right.
I would recommend a VPN to pretty much anybody these days, even if you're not just downloading, Ubuntu ISOs. I think you kind of need it for any form of privacy these days. The amount of
if you're worried about things
from even not just government but anybody, from hackers and everything, you just need to be. People need to be more cyber ready these days.
Yeah.
To be used, I reckon.
But then again, they got old.
It helps.
They got old Ross from Silk Road, and he was all VPN'd up and done everything. So, look, if they're going to get you, they're going to get you. But such a good, interesting story.
I think the song might have been by Lucky Star, not Lucky Grills, who was the guy off the TV show.
Lucky Grills. He was Barjas. That's right. Yeah, Lucky Star. Jeez, that's no good. How did I get that one wrong? Lucky something anyway. Unlucky, I got it wrong. All right, I think
Microsoft apparently is now releasing their what do you call it, Surface Pro with LTE.
Oh, right.
Originally, it was only going to be for I think it was for a certain market business only, but I think they're releasing it to everybody now.
Yeah.
That was the other one I had. Nothing huge. It was just something to pass over.
Just
so
a
if you're
tidbit.
A Microsoft Surface Pro person. It's coming out with LTE very soon. You're going to get it.
There you go. Oh, you just hotspot like I do with my little iPad.
Well, that's what I always do, but I just thought it was worth a mention.
Yeah.
And the other one was that there's a new update for Android P, whatever that is. I'm not sure what that is. Android P. It's not going to let telemarketers get through to you at all. So that's worth a look at too.
Well, how's it going to know that?
My Android Samsung Galaxy S8 has got built-in software that checks a database every time a phone call comes in. It'll tell you if it's marked as a safe phone call. If it knows where the call came from, it'll put it automatically on there. Like my daughter's high school, just come up with the name of the high school. Or if a doctor's office is calling you for an appointment, it'll come up with their name, even though I don't have it in the contacts list. And if it's telemarketers, it'll often say something like telemarketers or this has been reported as spam. You can block it.
But if it's
this one's saying that you can block anybody that's not in your contact list.
Right.
You probably do that already.
I was going to say you might be able to do that already.
I think you can also block them if they're from a certain country, or block them if they're from a certain. If they don't hide their.
Hello,
details.
this is the Microsoft Windows company. You are sending a lot of hacking to places. We are here to fix your computer. Just give me access to your computer. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
$500 bargain for you.
Yeah.
It happened to my mum. She nearly did it. She was about to pay someone online, and they got in a remote desktop, and they brought up the command prompt and then listed all the files in the computer and said, look how many viruses you've got. You've got thousands. I said, Mum, no, that's a list of the files on your computer, Mum.
Yeah.
And then I had to get in the car and fly around to her place and get on the phone and abuse these people. They were about to rip her off. She was about to pay for it.
Yeah, because I entertained them one time, and they get you to open up like the system log and that with all the warnings and errors and nothing that's really gonna hurt your machine.
Look at that.
Yeah, and you go, and I just go, oh wow,
It's cruel.
And then they go, hey, you got a credit card? Well, I can't hear. Sorry, bad connection. Bye. I had them on for about.
I had one ring me up when I was in Sydney, and they were like, hi, have you noticed your computer's been going really slow lately? We're from the Windows. I was like, oh, yeah, it's going slow. And they're like, oh, that's because we've detected it's got a lot of viruses on it. I was like, oh, really? Wow, thank you so much. I'm going to pack it up and take it back to the company I bought it from and get a different one. Thank you. Goodbye.
That's
Like, wait, that's not what you're
just
supposed to
like, no, you go, hello? No, Jason, no. All right. Good. That's
Next time they ring up and say it's got a virus on it, you just insist that you should take it to the doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, I better take it to the doctor. I'll call 000, quick.
So that's about all that we've got for this week. That's as slow as a news story week it was, we managed to get through a show. So you can email Jason over there if you like at Jason at where are you? You can do Jason at AussieTechHeads.com.au, or you can do Jordan at AussieTechHeads.com.au, or you can catch him on Twitter at Warlock. And I don't know, Jordan, do you do Twitters?
No, haven't had I've got a Twitter, haven't logged into it for years. I wonder if it still exists.
Probably. All right, but you can email Jordan there and tell him how good he is if you like. All right, good stuff. Okay,
they'll be having a crack at me for having that episode with Will last week and haggling on Mac a little bit there.
Oh no, you guys are all right. But the fanboys will be happy that I'm back. I'll tell you. No, they go to Aussie Mac.
You're the Mac protector.
Oh no,
he's the Mac
really.
Daddy.
Mac Daddy. Yeah, no, not really. I'm thinking about getting one of those little Android phones like my daughter's got, like that 350 Xiaomi. Like
exploding one.
No, that was only the power adapter that exploded. but like I don't know what it is.
He'll be walking around with his phone, smelling it.
But it might be just this battery issue that they've got, But there's a few times where you push something and you just wait, like for the keyboard to come up or something like that, and you just go, what is happening here? And so that's I don't like that. And then you get onto Izzy's one, and it's just snap, and it was $300. So I'm thinking pretty hard. All right, so how good is it to have the footy back? It's so good. Come on, Sharks. And so that's all we've got this week. So hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Come and see us and tune in next week for another episode of Aussie Tech Heads on the iTunes, Aussie Tech Radio, or YouTube. So goodbye, boys. Bye, Jason.
See you later.
You keep off that thumbnail now here. And see you, Jordan. See if it's your lucky day. Okay. See you, everyone.